Testing. How's that? Okay, that's a lot better. Alright, that should be clear, and hopefully it'll get rid of all the issues that I was having on the main computer with the audio glitches. So I'm still getting audio passed over NDI, and yeah, I think the camera's a bit washed and needs to be adjusted. That said, that is extremely bright right now. So I might have to change it. Yeah, the only thing that I don't have set up here is the I don't have a loop back coming back from the PC for listening to alerts. But hopefully it'll help. Like I'm losing a little bit of GPU video encode, and that's about it. No more GPU. It's only so I am encoding, but it should be a lot better for the projects. And then hopefully this will solve some of my issues. And if the computer crashes, it'll be fine. But let me get some more lights on, and we'll get going. Yeah, the only other downside is that the streaming PC doesn't have one second. Yeah, it'll have to do. Okay, no, this is fine. enable the game manager, system manager in the main console.
Lock up that Houston, give us all the Delta. Roger, flying on. Hey, got that back, put that on here.
How you guys doing?
Feel
Hey, Anxious Buddha Games. Welcome, welcome. What you making? I'm making a little Star Citizen clone. Hey, BJ. Let me show you guys the actual build here real quick. I'm in the middle of kind of like putting together a vertical slice. Hey, Anxious. I'll give you a shout out here in a moment. But the game, let me just show you what I'm doing. Let me show you my game. What are you using for the backend? The default Godot Enet right now. So this is my game. It's called Unforgiven Space, and it is a space trucking game. So you only going for millions, not billions of funding. I'm just making a game that works. So the idea is you're a space trucker in space. We have our little spaceship. Right, everything on the ship can be customized. So from the time you get this variant of the ship, when you come in, it'll just be a suit locker instead of a bathroom. And all of these are modules you can replace and kind of swap out. Thanks for the follow, Lethal Injection. Space leather and some blue milk animals. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is Star Citizen with blackjack and hookers, you know? Right, so the idea is you're kind of going around buying cargo and selling it. So every aspect of the ship is modular. So you can go in and take your tractor beam and you can pop off all the components. So everything from the fuel scoop, intake, power plant, coolers, fuel tanks. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to butcher the name. Is it Zaraf? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the convoy. Thanks, PJ, for the follow. Welcome, welcome. So, like, the concept is very simple. There's a lot of kind of games in one here. It looks cool. Right? Like, the biggest one being the mechanical aspect of, instead of making a million ships, so we don't do the Star Citizen thing here, because we're one person. So let me explain how ships work real quick. So if I were to turn off the body here, you'll notice something. The ships are only 3 meters wide, right? So see how it's literally a square? There's nothing complicated about it, even though it's rounded on the outside. If you really go in and kind of like, let's look at the interior as an example. Fully modular design, right? So it's easy to create different variations of different ships, right? All the way from the front to back. All you're doing is changing the exterior shell. So it's super easy to kind of, continue to make, better ships. Like this whole front here is a 2 by 2 meter area. Everything is down to the dimension, right? You can pop out all these components. So here's a comm system. There's navigation components. Your coolers. You pretty much have 2 component racks. For internal exterior components, you have 2 component racks for mechanical or electrical components, and those become your hard limit, of what you can kind of slot into place as far as like expanding the ship and growing the ship, to upgrade it, right? But at least it's easy for me, like, because all of them have specific VTOL thrusters. So there's either ion thrusters, which are powered driven, and the main engines are hydrogen powered. So those are your main force for leaving a planet or entering a planet. And right, so I can just create different variations. So this variation has its cooling fins in the side. Looks cool, right? So if you blow them off, you lose cooling potential, but there could be different variations of the ship, right? That doesn't particularly, work in the same manner. And all we're doing, is we're buying cargo and we're selling it, between place to place, right? With a real kind of dynamic economy. So, every little place, has these little terminals that you can buy cargo, put it on your ship, bring it somewhere else and sell it. You can bring someone else's cargo somewhere else and sell it. There's mini games, so you can play pool or poker, and a lot of this stuff is very much gray box right now because we're kind of porting things over from Unity. But those are the pistols, rifle, and everything that you buy, you had to physically pick up. Everything in the game is physicalized. So everything that we're customizing here on our ship, we store in this. What made you make the jump, Unity? A lot of factors. The biggest one being 64-bit precision. I want to be able to go 80 million meters away and stream in the universe around the player and not have it affect the multiplayer. Right? I don't want to have to add that level of complexity. I did a bunch of testing in Unity from everything under the sun. How is Godot 3D? I've only used 2D since I switched to it. Great. I mean, judge for yourself is the only way I can say. I've been able to port the game over in around 8 weeks. So this has been 8 weeks for me to get to this point. So it's been an adventure. Continuing on our little adventure here with the new folks. So we have these habitation modules here. Oh, here we go. Tab relatively. So everything inside your little halves can also be fully customized. So you get your own little place that you can upgrade. Doing GD or pushing C#. I'm using C# simply because I don't want to port over. I don't want to port over 600 C# scripts to the GD script. I was an Unreal dev for a while. Used Unity ages ago. But these game objects look beautiful. Thanks. It's a very 80s, late 70s, early 80s style. Everything in the game. Let me show you. For example, a speeder bike that I'm working on. Right, is designed to be like almost as if it came from Cowboy Bebop, right? Where everything is, all the armature, everything's done. It really has this kind of old aesthetic, where it's kind of like retro futurism. I don't know yeah, of course. I initially thought you ran an Unreal Engine first. No, it's a custom build of Godot. I do all my own modeling. I do everything. And as far as scope goes, so the way I fund said thing, we have our Patreon. And before, while I was kind of working my way through Unity, when the game was in Unity, I had, we were at around, probably about $600, and obviously it's kind of dropped off because don't maybe switch engines a year and a half into your project. Your community may not like you for doing that, but it was necessary. But everything was working, like the whole flight mod, like everything in Unity was, the vertical slice was pretty much put together. I just feed him coffee. Want some? Decaf probably. Right. So continuing on, so everything in the game is economic. From everything imaginable. So to give you an idea, let's take a look at what happens in the game if we go to jail. So once again, this is just a module that attaches to a station, and it's not very detailed. Nah, man, real devs switch every 2 weeks, right? But so just to give you kind of an idea of my thought process with a lot of things, right? So you're a bad guy, you've blown up a ship, you got caught pirating, something happened, you get put in jail, right? From the time that you wake up in jail, you're a part of an economic system, whether you realize it or not. It's really important because Star Citizen's taking so long, and I really like economy. My background is working on a trading app for Star Citizen previously, which is the whole source of the meme. And so the idea is you're in this fully human, non-operated jail system, So it's kind of like you get spawned in here. It's like, you know, prisoner 522, please head to processing. So you do, and ignore all the graphics. So here you'd have, like, you know, the yard where, you know, with a bunch of vending machines, and obviously it's mirrored from one side to the other, going all the way around, and we don't trust prisoners with elevators. There'll be turrets there as well. And pretty much from the very get-go, you're kind of a part of this dynamic system. So while you're here and there's cargo, or there's a ship component spawning, you're kind of playing this little tack welding mini game, right? So you're it's kind of boring. It's not meant to be super fun as far as, like, you know, you're just a prisoner. But this is a good concept, right? So you're making these components. You probably remember what they look like. You don't really know which components you're really making, but you're just, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna play this stupid damn mini game. And all while you're there doing that, you know, it's just kind of visualizing that the ships are being created and, you know, coming in and out of kind of this assembly line. But what's great is, because this prison module is attached to a station, this prison module now adds to that station's economy. So, you know, this station module needs argon gas because it's a welding station, and it also needs steel. It also needs some more base materials, and its export is obviously ship components. And the type of ship components that are being manufactured are actually represented by the type of minigame you're playing as a player. So in other words, once you do, like, this prison loop of, like, suffering in prison and getting out, you might be flying along and you're like, maybe you're looking for, like, coolers, you know, and you're like, wait a second, I'm sure as hell, you know what I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure I was working on those coolers at that station. So if you go there, you know, and crime is high in the area, sure enough, the production will be high of making them, and the price will be really good. So, and it was something told to the player through gameplay. It was an economic system tied to gameplay and tied to, you know, how it, like, tied to a system that is tangible and real as far as how it's displayed to the user, right? And everything in US, from medical gameplay to, you know, all has that premise, right? That we have these large modular spiral kind of, you know, stations everywhere that you're going between, and they, you know, each configuration, you know, means something, right? So, you know, even from, like, you know, medical gameplay, you know, from the time you're, you know, you pop out of a back the tank, you know, so the time you kind of check yourself out, once again ignoring the fact that everything is a gray box, but it's all designed to be scalar, right? So you know, we can add as many, you know, floors or as many, you know, modules that needs to exist, you know, for you know, the medical gameplay, you know. And what's cool is, you know, this is also a mission system. So, you know, if you're rescuing NPCs that are just floating around, you know, adrift, or, you know, if someone's hurt and you just want to pick them up with your tractor beam and, you know, throw them on a gurney, you can bring them here, you know what I mean, and just get rewarded. So there's lots of little tiny missions. There's lots of little things you can do in Unforgiven space, you know, that are very side-oriented, but, you know, help kind of fill in, you know, different economic things. So hopefully that's, you know, kind of the nutshell of how all of this kind of functions. But yeah, I'll just show you some of the multiplayer and some of the systems. And what's great is I do a build every week. Every week there's a build. I don't stop. Like, if you go on the Patreon, and, like, it's literally, this is everything added this week. This is everything added last week. This is everything added the week before. How long you stream? I got to take care of some stuff. I'll definitely be trying to come back. This is cool. I'll be live, you know, for a bit. Every day I'm pretty much streaming, you know, or I'm in the Godot Discord. But you know, like, we've been able to simulate, you know, hundreds of NPCs. Yeah, allow me to show you just what the multiplayer is like. And this is all gray box. But check out. So we're leaving on all of the. I don't think I have anything there. Something's lining up for it. Space name, it doesn't help that I'm actually like in the middle of ripping everything apart while we're on it. Why are these not spawning? The multiplayer signature of one is wrong. Oh, because I renamed the stupid. Right. You're gonna bear with me. Because I just recently renamed a lot of the original source folders, trying to unify everything. So I'm going to have to remap some of these paths. Yes, this is our player net. So look at how synced all this is. All the walking, all the strafing, pulling out my gun, my IK. And what's cool is in Unforgiven space, we actually use an actual kind of like tangible system for all of the hacking and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, sure. I think that's an old one. Right, so I can actually like look over here and see my fellows, like I can actually see his screen, which is kind of funny. None of that'll be synced, but you can, you know, it all looks it looks fine enough, you know, it's all synced, and all the 0G works if we just run over here to the edge. Just realize I'm yeah, and I don't have a couple NPCs here kind of right now synchronized, but they should all be, yeah, this is the one that just little forward. And we can spawn in a ship and fly. Alright, let's head, there's a ton of debug stuff here. all 0G works. And if I enter gravity, check this out. And it automatically grabs me and behaves as it should. Yeah, so we gotta redo. Yeah, there's a lot of paths now that we got through. Yeah, check it out, right? I can grab my tractor beam, all the components I can move around. I can grab like furniture, I can snap it to the item ports. How long have you been working on this? 7 weeks for rewriting everything for Godot. Because I've had to redo it all. But you can buy cargo, and you can sell it, you can do missions. Everything on the ship, like I said, is actually customizable. I've made it a low poly version, but like we can literally just go and take things off, put them on, snap them in place. The gimbals all work. All the thrusters are actually simulated. So if I went to external view while we were like flying around, so if I just throw this one on and we just jump into the ship, right? We'll just go and we'll take it into the little garage, right? And there should be a target here. I think there's a target here for us to kill. Yeah, there we go. Right, so like, like nothing too crazy. Just all of the systems are working. Like I said, it's hard to. And NPCs fully fly. Like they spawn, they'll go to their own ships. They'll fly from port to port. Right? The idea is that you can actually bounty hunt, you can actually go after them, right? You can go after other players, you can use, the different skills and abilities. Yeah, so let me just make a power plant real quick. Really, like while I'm moving, the gimbals are still tracking, so that's like a bug that I need to fix. But yeah, so check this out. So, everything on this thing can be like just taken off. It's all physicalized. So if I take off this power plant, like I said, this is a low poly version. So just ignore what it looks like. All that matters is that it works. So and in any order, like item ports have sub item ports. So let's say I take a new power plant, and then we're going to grab an intake, and this can snap onto the power plant, lock it into place. And then we should have a fuel scoop, right? And then that goes on there. And we can take off. We can take these off in any order, right? So now we've upgraded, pretty much 3 of the components, and they can just slot right in place, right? So if you're a pirate and you've disabled another ship, you can literally just take all their ship. You know what I mean? Like it's all physicalized. It's meant to all be upgraded. It's meant to, like every single part of the ship, systemically, is real. So that way, like I said, we don't need to make 100 spaceships. We just need to make a couple of different skins, different brands. We can focus on the balance, Right? So you can take out scanners, you can take out, everything. You just kind of open up all the panels and start, pushing and pulling stuff. Take off your weapons, bring them to a port, sell them. Because you can. Like I can go to the store here, buy like a whole bunch of weapons. So like, let me just demonstrate that real quick. So let's say I come over here, right? I can just spawn maybe not a sofa. Let's just spawn like, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, lasers that we just purchased. And let's swap out the lasers with, you know, one that's better. And you'll be able to, like, you know, not necessarily craft, but you can, you know, you can have these built, you know. You can modify them, you can upgrade them, you can repair them with your welding torch. Right? And the idea then is, you know, mining gameplay is just blowing up rocks, you know, and sucking them up with a tractor beam. You know, there's a specific module on the ship where it just stores nothing but loose, you know, the whole back of it just takes in kind of like raw, and you're just mining, right? You're just hooking it all up, and now you have a mining ship, you know, and you just go blowing up rocks, you know, bring it to port and have it refined. Or if you want to do, like, let's say, you know, cargo missions, they have a whole bunch of debug stuff on here, so ignore that. But, you know, I can just go, you know, accept the mission, and so we have a pickup point over here. Right, so this will spawn in our cargo mission. I don't know why it says drop off, I gotta change that. Oh, I remember why, just on that. You know, and we're just bringing it to where we gotta go. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I think it is actually bugged. Godot, not Unity, eh? What's up? Hey, Sarah, buddy. Yeah, and it's the same thing, you know, you're just sticking it in there and closing it up, and it's completed. I just made credits. Oh, apparently I accepted 2 missions. Oh, okay, so they're both a pickup and a drop off. Oh, yeah, I see what I did. I done messed it up. So let's drop this one off. Gotcha. Yeah, so you're just buying cargo and selling it. And there are cargo zones, like there's let me show you the rigid body testing. I think this one. Oh, I don't have a... Yeah, I switched to Unity a few months ago. So check this out. We have different cargo areas here. So you know, every store has its own template. So I can just buy a whole bunch of ice, and apparently it's not spawning here. Maybe I can't buy ice. Oh yes, I can. Hang on. Oh, I was selling it. There it is. Okay, no, it's fine. Anyway, so you can buy anything that you put into the cargo grid, you can sell it back or whatnot. So I just bought some ice. We can bring it over to this other cargo zone. So see the snapping within the zone. That needs to be organized a little bit more. But the idea being is this zone here is the cargo grid, and ideally it'll actually be red when you can't place it. But it helps kind of align these things dynamically. So you're just bringing cargo to the other cargo grid, snapping it into place, you know, and then when you go to actually sell, everything that'll be in the sell list will be what's inside the loading zone. I think what's happening right now is they're kind of disabling, so they're not registered. Or oh, I know what's happening. My UI. Oh, okay. I done fucked up. So my new UI system, which you can actually kind of bring up. Yeah, I see what's happening. My clipping range is not set globally, and this collision area needs to be disabled. Obviously, when we're not holding it, which is not happening right now. So. I'm being blocked by this hidden collider that's not supposed to be here right now. But, you know, that's actually development for you. Yeah, I need to actually save my root camera scene, because its clipping range is supposedly set to 2. But yeah, like I guess in a nutshell, if you like Cowboy Bebop and Firefly, that's kind of the game, right? It's think of what it would be like to live in the world of Cowboy Bebop. You know, like the grittiness. You know, the kind of you know, not necessarily lawless, but you know, things are kind of corporate controlled and gloomy, and you're just making your way. Okay, yeah, that's totally what's happening. So this is one that I've kind of put on a weird angle. Yeah, so some of these ray casts are being blocked, that's what I thought. Anyway, easy enough fix. So yeah, so this is kind of how the game is right now. You know, it's getting everything working, getting all the systems working, getting the ships flying on their own. You know, getting the flight model, the NPC behavior, and the economy working. To give you an idea of just how like well the ships kind of fly on their own. Check this out. Why is his shield so weird? Now right now he's just in a weird idle state. But once he's landed for a while, he'll create a departure spline and start fighting the gravity that he's in and kind of automatically take off. And this whole process is like fully automatic. And it's actually flying by its own virtual input, so it's all fully AI as far as its own ability to like fly around. All the momentum you're seeing, the drift, you know, it's all and they're pretty stable, right? They need to be stable enough that ships can land, their NPCs can get out, they can go in and be managed by the station. And right, because the idea is that an NPC needs to last 4 life cycles, so it has to be able to go between 4 hops, you know, between station to station. Right, so you know, it's just really got to be a few more weeks to kind of start getting stuff together. And we have a ton of errors from stuff that's not particularly set correctly since we refactoring stuff. But yeah, if you have any questions about the game or anything like that, you know, jump on our Discord. Here's the Patreon if anyone's interested. Like I said, we're just doing builds every single Sunday night. So, you know, you're welcome to just download a build and kind of get on board and see what it's all about. Hell yeah. Oh, I wonder why the navigation debug failed. I'm gonna bounce out, work on my game jam. Have a good weekend, y'all. Have a good one, PJ. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, we're getting all these data errors now from not having it in the spawner correctly. But I won't fix those until tomorrow. What I'm doing now, what we're actually doing is merging projects together. So I'm actually putting everything from Unforgiven Systems, this test project, into the main build and replacing all the art, you know, like making it, instead of it being just low poly, you know, placeholders, like for the, you know, for the weapons and whatnot. I'm actually going in now and putting in the fine art and building up the vertical slice, you know, to be back to where it was in Unity. So the scene that I was showing you here, where we're just flying around, there's no, you know, these are just prefabs. I don't have any code attached to anything in here yet, like it was with Unity. So that's what I'm doing, is going in and just kind of like putting it all together, right, piece by piece, until they're actually going around as the actual player. Oh yeah, wait, I got rid of the weapon attachment script. Well, yeah, it's going to be a bit getting all this put together, but I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm hoping that things pick up again, and there's actually stuff for you guys to do. Let me show you, for you guys that are just tuning in, I guess. Like, these are some prototypes I made that are going in the next build. Once things load. Yeah, so check this out. So remember how in the bar I showed you a pool table? Will they fully function? So check it out. If I head over here and I just observe the game, right? I'll just go again. I'll just prove my point. Right? Everything all works, and we can just take turns. You know, there's no enforced rules. You know, it's just you know, play pool. You know, if all balls get scratched, it just resets, and you know, it's kind of one of those, you know, leave it to the player to kind of like, you know, play it whatever way they want. I only really have like standard, right? So just auto resets. You can just go again. Right. So I'm hoping that when you just go up to the pool table and then you interact with it, it'll register you as a player, and then it'll just set up the board, set set up all the balls and the authority for whomever is going to be interacting with it. And there will just only be 2 people with authority to interact with it. And I've kind of created a little fake layer, you know, so you can't actually mess with the simulation. But yeah, I figure this would be kind of fun. It's something for, you know, people to do while we're, you know, waiting for the game, waiting for Revere to, you know, get off his ass and code. I don't, oh, there it is. I was like, wait, where's the keyboard? Yeah, so hopefully that'll be interesting. Some people like pool. Universalization caches. Weird. Anyway, I'll be right back in these washroom. Yeah, so NDI seems to be working. That's awesome. The only thing I need to do is get notifications back again, because I don't have any notifications on my streaming PC. I don't know if I can use my monitor or something, or probably run a pack through the pack. was. What do you think here? Here it is. Then we have custom wheels. Oh, it's labels. Where are there no labels in? There's labels here, tags. Hey, how do I change? Now these are some tracking tunes. Colin, I've finished the beginning. I have finished the beginning. We are now at the starting line of the Godot build. Everything has been written, and now it's just all going together. It all begins here. Yep, the missions. What was I working on? I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Like all the stuff from the hacking build. I don't even know if you remember the hacking build. Just kidding, guy. Right, but this whole UI system that I showcased now works, and this is now like going to have all of our stats and everything, and it works in multiplayer. So this is my movie glass, which is all physical. Right? And whether or not I might make a full screen version of it. I don't want it to be clicky. I want it to be just left and right and up and down, so it can be used with like tabbing. The idea is that like you're kind of scrolling something on the side like a Game Boy, and just kind of going through it very, very, very simply, right? So like all of it is just different windows. I'm just using my arrow keys, but it's meant to be like you can kind of use it on the fly, right? Because if you the idea is like when you're hacking and you put the chip in and you bring it up, you can just hit enter and you get a terminal and you're just hacking. You know what I mean? Like you're just like unlocked, just like I did in the example where I was like hooking up the mesh, and it's the same thing. If you have a cable, if you plug in with a cable, the times are like pretty much quadrupled. But if you get caught with a cable attached to the whatever it is you're trying to hack, it's not going to be good. But yeah, we can now buy all of the components again. There they are. Put them on the ship. So get any further or furniture items. Okay. Get some couches on the go. Put the couches in the item ports. So habitation will be back soon. Right, so we'll soon have our little apartments back in order, and we'll be able to save them. So that's why it's like the beginning, because soon I'll be able to commit to the original Patreon pledges as they were intended to be, obviously. And with the pool mini game working, and the ability to buy things and everything, and chips working, and I don't know. I think we're soon going to be a lot further along than we were. And I have a prototype I can't show you yet. I'll talk more about it. I don't want to ruin it, but I'm working on something that's going to be a bit cool and mind-blowing. But I'll only showcase it once I confirm that my theory is correct and that it's going to work and do what I want it to do, and scale it. But to give you a hint, I'll be making a star soon. I'm excited to see when it's ready. I did some deployment stuff. I got Agonist working. I got some server templates working for the cluster. So I got the cluster stuff. Check it out. Minikube, dashboard. This is just my test. Minikube. So let me just show you this. Fortunately, because I'm in Windows, I'm just using VirtualBox, but So this is my Kubernetes test environment. I'm going to get it deployed on bare metal here shortly. And I have the streaming PC actually set up now, so I have a bit more RAM at my disposal, which is kind of nice. And we'll let that do its thing. Yeah, it's coming together. Right, the ship flight is now working. I got the ship, like this week I got the actual ships in, like the actual NPC ships. Ignore the bouncing off the ship, it's not supposed to be a thing, but all of their shields are actually working. You know, not visually, just systemically. Like the target base calculations and the damage, so this thing has already been pretty much destroyed. They don't despawn yet. Oh, that's actually one for the... Oh, design's done now. Okay, cool. So in design, so like level design. Yeah, so set up Babel with KDK. And then the subtasks. So, add validation, add insights. Oh, we can do subclasses. And then add character. Save and store. And manager shop, terminal, manager shop. Remove. Yep. Buttons. Add register. With a bow. Blinking optionally with big that. So you can just register your account in the build itself. And this will be one for networking, for API. Same password recovery. OAuth. Or just token. Recovery token. Check mailer, mailer settings to make sure mailer got monolithic. .ca is working. And then TFI tokens. So reports for sanitizing and screenshots. Synchronization of animation trees. Launching today, a better way to visualizing your work. Oh, Colin, if you're still here, I fixed this thing yesterday on the stream. I thought it was pretty cool. I gotta add these VFX stuff too for the 3D star map. This was a little project I whipped up, and it was super broken. And I'm going to use it for sand. I've been really doing a lot of like procedural pick. If you use Voneroy noise, it does a really, really good job for sand dunes. But so what I'm showing you is won't be for snow, it'll be for sand. And it'll be like for a single groove of sand because alright, so this was broken. This is actually a demo I got on the web. But it was using GPU particles, or sorry, CPU particles, and it was extremely broken. So yesterday I sat down and figured out how they did it and fixed it. But I think it'd be super cool for a sand planet to actually be able to kind of go around on the sand. And in reality, all that's actually happening is we have a camera. Okay, so we have a secondary sub viewport, which has a camera, and that camera can only see these particles, right, that are spawning on the wheels. So as the player, or as the thing moves around within that plane, it's pretty much creating this, this 0 to 1 super dark. It's fading over a lifetime. And because it is fading, right, that value, fed into this texture is how deep the displacement would be. So it naturally just becomes white, thus is no longer displaced. The only thing that I need to figure out is that I want this to, I want world UVs to scale with whatever I put this on, so it's in like world position. So I want like this camera to be able to kind of follow the player. You know what I mean? So then these particles are kind of moving. Think of like the player standing still and just moving, and then this being kind of like fit into the material, but on the UV. But then there's weird issues where it can kind of like overlap, and then technically it could wrap around. So anyway, figure that out. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I like sand. I want to make a really cool, space racing game, mini game, whatever you want to call it. I've still been working on it. It's my side project for when I'm, trying to do 7,000 things at once. So this is my evolution of Planet Tech. The different types of noise at the lowest level of detail. But check this out. This is what I've been playing with. Look at how cool this is. Right, I'm trying to really simulate the like how sand dunes are created, and so we have like the vertex offsets, and then our normals on top of that blended, which will hopefully give us something kind of cool for like big sand dunes. It'd be kind of cool, right? I just want to have that sand dune, background, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to, like, jump on the speeder bike and like really test it. I want to turn this into a mini game, where we actually are racing, and it's like stupid fast. And see if I can, like, if I can kick up a whole bunch of particle, like use a combination. I'm going to use a shader with a fog volume, and have that, obviously, the displacement. So think of it like a pencil, being kind of dragged, with the ship, kind of displacing the sand. So as we're cruising along, it'll be folding the sand behind us into the ground, and just kind of like wrapping it around. And I think that'd look really cool, right? Especially like you can get some like a little bit of camera shake, not much, but like a little bit of a dynamic FOV, if we can kind of like sway the camera with the speed and add some noise, you know, it could be fun. Like it could be actually something that's enjoyable, you know, in a little isolated multiplayer test environment. But you know, ultimately, I do want to make a sand planet. Like I want one of the first zones is to ignore the, you know, the materials here, right? But just being able to kind of land, and that'd be kind of cool. I have a pretty good idea of how I want a lot of this stuff to work, but it's going to take a lot more maths and things to get it to what I want. But as long as, like, once I have the cool thing is once I have a 3-dimensional noise value and I'm just layering in all this stuff in, I can sample that noise at a lesser, you know, extent, and then have, like, you know, the different levels of detail as we like zoom out and zoom in and come down and land, and you know, I don't care about like how detailed the colliders are if I'm going to be offsetting the vertices anyway with the you know, with that effect, you know, because we're kind of blasting through the sand anyway, and kind of, I don't know, it could be cool. I have an idea anyway. It'll just take a bit to implement, but this is all like dynamic. Check this out. I can go into the wireframe here, and all of this is dynamic, right? So like this could be sampled at whatever, right? So we can super sample it for like, you know, really basic colliders per chunk, you know, or it can you know, be more akin to what we want the sand dunes to look like. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. There's still a bunch of research I have to do, but I have faith that I'll figure it out. But and when I do, it'll be cool. And then we'll just be, you know, flying over sand dunes. I think that's cool, but you know, that's my own opinion anyway. Well, yeah, that's what I'm working on with the planet pick. It's nothing fancy, at least not right now. I'm gonna do like 30 times. So yeah, I hope you find that interesting, because I think that's a cool idea of just making like kind of a VR supported, you know, just a racing game to kind of really push what the I don't know, just be able to kind of get some final art in as a prototype. So that's where I am with that. But anyway, let's get back to what we were doing.
much closer to the end. I've seen the planets fall beneath the frozen sun. The plan stretching so far.
Whoever's doing the videos right. Yeah, there's launching modes that render anything in 2D and 3D to sprite. Does not say by default. We make rendering input, see the rendering drivers right now. Note that multi-threaded bed model has several known bugs and might not be usable in all scenarios. You should avoid calling functions involving direct interaction with the GPU and other things, such as creating view textures or modifying and retrieving image data. These operations lead to performance stalls because they require synchronization with the movement as the data is being transmitted to and updated in the GPU. Synchronizing the main thread of husband or jab. Yeah, this was experimental. Why would FSR2 be slower than just bilinear and just scaling? Alright guys, it's 10. I'm going to go raid someone and probably sit on the server and keep working on this stuff for a bit. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy it. There'll be a lot more shows soon. I think I gotta fix a bunch of things tomorrow so the multiplayer build for Sunday works fine. I'm hoping to have, I was hoping to have 2 builds Sunday, the Unforgiven space bigger build with all the assets and the new Unforgiven systems, but we'll see. I kind of want to go in and clean up a lot of the, start cleaning up assets. I got to redo the ship. Like if we're going to start using the main ship, there's some like very basic stuff like inside the ship interior, like the ship components. Where are my cabinets? A lot of work, you're doing awesome. No, I can't wait to. Like, we're flying. I can't wait to start. Like, I can show you guys the mechanics soon in systems. We can do data. You know, we can have data be a thing. I can actually start building stuff. It's, you know, like, because that's sort of like, I had just gotten, you know, for those that are new, you know, this is where we were when we quit. Or not quit, but, you know, we kind of got distracted. Life happened. Unity did Unity things like Unity does. This video, share it with your friends. This is everything working, you know, like we had all this stuff working. You could spawn your own ship. We could switch roles, you know. We were in the verse together, right? The inner gravity volumes were working, and we could fly around, and that's what we need to get to again. So that way you can just go and play the game together. I can't wait to remake these thrusters. There's so much art. I can't wait to be back in Artland. I can't wait for stuff to work, and then I'm just making it look good. You know, like it's been so long since I've been able to just sit here and do art, you know, and more importantly, gameplay. Like, I just want to do gameplay programming, you know, not necessarily like core mechanical stuff, but get it all working so that we're like one layer above, you know. We're just adding in these cool things, and they're just coming online. I want to have a list of all the skills that I have them. Right? Like, I have the Unforgiven system skill sheet, and I want to start knocking out mechanics. Feel like, can we ping a network? Enter. Bring up the terminal. Ping. Shows a bunch of things. It's cool. Right? Can we unlock doors? Right? Can we... You know, there's a whole load of hundreds of abilities that we can do. You know, for each kind of like I won't call it like a skill tree, but you know, there is a little bit of a, not an RPG system, but an experience system, and the levels just, you know, represent that experience the player has within that discipline. And when all these things are real, you know, when it's a real thing in your hand that does it, then you can put this thing on the ship and it does it. I think that's when you're going to start seeing things come together very quickly on a gameplay front until it all is where I want it to go. Let's go... Video JD or IRAD. Remember what pen started release fight. This guy is a Blender artist. Let's go. And I think the streaming rig is working, so that's great. And I think the streaming rig is working, so that's